It's totally nuts, Michelle. If we're being frank, it takes place on New Year's Eve in a Kent home of a gangster called Johnny the Cyclops. 5 years previous, his partner has gone missing, presumed dead, and there's a lot of mystery surrounding it. And we're sort of revisiting that angle 5 years later, whilst a lot of other car crash scenarios are taking place. So it's totally nuts. It's very farcical. It's thrilling, fast paced, and it's a hell of a lot of fun.
People have described it as a little bit Tarantino-esque as well, which really excites me because I'm a big fan of Tarantino.
As am I. As am I. Yeah. Maybe it's like a hybrid of Tarantino and Guy Ritchie. So it's got that sort of cult British gangster classic rather than, I would say, the sort of musical-esque genius of Tarantino. But it definitely webs both in, I think.
So we're starting off with the murder, aren't we? And then we're backtracking as to how that happened.
Yeah, I mean, in essence, we open the play with a crime scene, so it gives the audience some sort of foreshadowing of what's to come, and I think it's Torben Betts, the writer, is very clever with how he manipulates the audience into being part of the action, and he does that very cleverly with this sort of opening epilogue, if you like. And I think it sets us up with some slightly well timed jokes that set the tone.
Love it, love it. I'm getting the sense you can't really give a lot away because you
Well,
don't want to
the thing is, Michelle, is
spoil it.
I'm never very good at the bloody briefings, so I never know what I'm allowed to say. They generally tell me to not do these because I normally spoil it for everybody.
Well, don't spoil it, but do
No,
tell us a little bit about your character, Paul.
he's first of all, he's nothing like anybody I've ever played, which is great. It's exciting. He's a police officer, um, dressed up as a priest. He's been to a New Year's Eve party with Johnny the Cyclops' wife. Bad move, and so we are following a man who has been sent essentially to uncover what happened to Johnny's ex-partner, and he's not very good at his job. He's clumsy, he's forgetful, and not very intelligent. So it provides for a lot of the farcical nature that sits within the play.
I love it. I love the sound of it completely. And what I also love is Robbie Williams features in it quite strongly.
Right, right. I'm a huge Robbie fan, by the way. I want to make that clear. I actually went to go and see him in Italy years ago. Honestly, I grew up. My mum loved him, so that was what turned me on to the role, Michelle. If I'm honest, as soon as I heard Robbie Williams, I went, "Sign me up. I'll have a bit of that."
But we're just going to disappoint people because he doesn't, spoiler, end up in it. It would be great
No,
if one of these
I know.
performances he just rocked up on the stage and it's like, here I am. It's a cave, isn't it? It's like a man cave
It
dedicated to
is.
Robbie.
Yes. Yeah. We tried to get him, but budget cuts and everything. We're in a bit of a funky time. Yes. I mean, it's the way that Robbie is intertwined into the plot is very funny. It's very unexpected for the sort of nature that we're dealing with, and yeah, he pops up quite a lot in reference.
There's also, I imagine, quite a few jumpy moments for the audience. Do you find that? And what is that like for you on stage reacting to it? Have you got used now to just kind of letting it slide?
Well, I suppose we've had 7 weeks off, so I suppose we're in rehearsals right now, re-rehearsing, and I think what's nice about a period off is that you start to do this sort of rediscovery. And with that comes moments of surprise, and you sort of forget the tension build-ups and the climaxes. And yeah, it certainly come as a few shocks this week. There's been a couple of gasps for sure.
You know, that is probably what's keeping it fresh because you've been in this since last year, haven't you? And you're going into 2026. And
Mm.
I guess you need that vibe from the audience.
Yeah, I mean it. I think you're right. I think with a piece like this, tonally, it's very important that the audience follow it sort of beat by beat, which is in the playing as much as it is in the listening. So yeah, it's I can either be an actor that people really enjoy working with or really hate working with because I love when things go wrong. I love spontaneity. I love the freshness and the organicness of the world that we're creating. being a little bit chaotic. Whereas a lot of actors are quite structured. So, everyone's got their own method. But that's part of the fun, isn't it? It's part of the fun seeing what gets people going.
Of course it is. And imagine as well with like lots of laughters being it, there's a tendency to want to corpse. I mean, I really love Susie Blake.
Mm.
I just think the manner of her acting as well. And I think sometimes if she just delivers a line, I would not be able to hold it together on that
Yeah,
stage.
it happens. Obviously, it happens. There's to be honest, Susie gets me. Peter Morton, who plays Trainwreck, beautifully written character. Very, very. He's very juxtaposing in what he wants and what he actually is able to achieve. So it's a very funny dichotomy. But Peter gets me the most. There's times, and luckily, I don't have anything with him really. Which I think they did that on purpose, knowing that I'm a bit of a sucker for a corpse.
Well, thank God for that
Yes,
one.
thank
But,
God. Yeah, well, it's
yeah.
damage limitation, Michelle, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to ask the obvious question. Are you looking forward to coming to Salford? Have you played at the Lowry before? I'm not sure if you have you?
No, do you know what? I was actually having this conversation with my mum the other day. It's one of the only theatres and places that I don't know that well in the country. I've been to Manchester. We used to have the Soap Awards a lot
Yes.
at the Lowry, so I've covered it then, but I've
Yeah.
never played there. Liverpool and sort of surrounding areas I've done, but I'm really excited for a week in Manchester. It's a great city, and
Do you
yeah, no,
want
it'd
me
be
to give
fun.
you a really nerdy fact about the theatre?
Yes.
The seats in the theatre were made by Pollentrow Frau, who make the seats in Ferrari cars.
All right, now you're showing off. Now you're showing off.
When people
This
know
is
these random
Manchester
facts,
royalty.
I know this random fact about it, but they're really comfy. They are really
Right,
comfy.
good.
So people will enjoy the show and then they'll feel a comfort as well. So they'll be proper settled in for you,
Well,
Max.
there is nothing worse than an uncomfortable seat in a theatre or a cinema. So I think it will make the experience better for everybody.